Well, this work is essentially a musical instrument or an audio-visual instrument, and it comes out of what I guess now has been years of work in the relationship between sound and light, the relationship between the electrical signal that creates computer music or electronic music, and then that same electrical signal realised as light. And the way I've been working previously is very much in a performative way, so I'll work in a situation where I'm on stage and I have a laser projector and I project the sound onto an audience, and the idea is that, really the idea with those works is that the audience is standing inside, almost inside a television tube. So they're hearing a sound and they're seeing a light response to that sound, which is exactly the same electrical signal, and the idea is that they have a manufactured synesthetic experience. And Léon Theremin, the physicist, is really well known to anyone who is interested in electronic music and computer music, because he really built one of the first really incredible electronic musical instruments, which is the Theremin. And the thing that amazed people about the Theremin when it was first presented was that you could play it without touching it. This was just a revelation. Bear in mind, though, that it was also a revelation that sound was coming through loudspeakers at about the same time that he was doing this. So not only was it an electronically produced sound, but all the newspaper headlines at the time talked about drawing sound out of the ether. So I was immediately interested in the idea of building a giant theremin. But of course it's impossible to build one that works in the same way, so I had to develop camera tracking technologies for building an interactive musical instrument. So I did that, and in researching Theremin's life and work, I was interested to discover that he was also instrumental in the development of television itself, and I didn't realise that, but he was working with cathode ray tubes. So I decided to work with cathode ray televisions, so old style televisions. I really wanted those televisions to be visible. I wanted to strip all the plastic off them and all the packaging off them, so you could see just these beautiful, they're actually beautiful electronic devices, and to me they're one of the most incredible human inventions still. The cathode ray tube and the television and the way it works is just phenomenally impressive as a piece of technology. I wanted the cathode ray tube itself to form the sculptural element of the work. And then I wanted the gesture, the human gesture, to be translated immediately into sound as well as light immediately on the screens of the television. So what happens when you enter the work now is that by moving in particular ways, you can play either instrumental sounds, so you can actually play quite melodic. You can play tunes with this thing, and groups can play together, form little groups, bands, musical instruments, form phrases, and they can also lock their visual sense into something that's happening on the screens in front of them. They can create something that isn't actually inherently in the work. They can create something extra to the work, which I like.